morning, the Surya energy. Can I hear another Surya energy? Yes?
Yes!
Woohoo, good. Okay, right, a little bit about myself. Now, I was a school teacher, okay, like Jack introduced me the last time at the Marriott. She said that she loved to meet ordinary people who turn extraordinary, okay, not because of, they found out that they were the descendants of the Borkias. No, it's because of work, okay, effort, intention of wanting to change their life, okay, and of course taking massive action. So I am an ordinary person. So when I say an ordinary person in the Singapore context, right, typical government servant. Okay, that's what I mean by ordinary. Work, okay, I chose teaching, okay, out of many professions, teaching as my profession, and I went, got a job as a teacher, was teaching, okay, that was very happy. Teaching is very stable, huh? Yeah. Is that stable? How many? Who's the teacher? Okay, good. So it's a very stable profession. Money is okay, quite comfortable, right? So I think if I had been in the profession when I started up, I was getting about, I think, 3,000 for a graduate. That was quite okay. And then we get very good perks and things like that. So everything was happy. Status quo. How many of you know people like that? They are very in their comfort zone. They're happy. Yeah? But they complain a lot. Like us as teachers. we always complain, we have to come back to school, no holiday, this marking day, complain and complain and complain, yet don't want to do anything. You know such people? Oh, thank you. So many, yeah? Alright, so I was one of them. And then, but some things happened, and my husband had to relocate, and then I was pregnant also at that time, so I took leave from work, and that was when I decided to explore. Sometimes things happen in our life, right, that made us think about what exactly we want to do next. That's why I think you're sitting here, isn't it? Yes. Maybe you're bored, right? Maybe you're restless. Maybe your job is very good, you're really happy, but there's something inside you wanting to look for something more. Alright? Or maybe that you are in circumstances where you need to look for something beyond that. So whatever that is for you, there's this sense of like we need to look for something else or something better, this opportunity. So that was where I was, and then I decided to explore doing something on my own, right? And the only thing I knew to do was, it wasn't really so much about money at that time. It was just wanting to do something different, right? To break the monotony. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've been in 9 to 5, you know what that is. Just to break that, monotony. So what I did was, I decided maybe I should start something on my own and then go back to my passion. Okay, go back to my passion. We all have passion, don't we? Right? Something that we love to do, okay? Or maybe we are gifted to do. Or maybe not gifted to do, but we actually learn. Like my good friend here, Yama, right? He has now a passion for raw food, yeah, Yama? Right? So he's been, unwell and all that, and then he suddenly shifted to raw food diet. And then he's been, his health has improved tremendously. All sickness gone, all the sickness gone because he changed to raw food. And that has become his passion. Sometimes passion comes from your experience in life. So for me, it was more of interest in nutrition. That was my passion, interest in nutrition and interest to share information. So I decided to start a training center. Okay, don't want to go too far from my love, which is still sharing information. So start a training center, something like this. This is called like a training center. So I was thinking, okay, I'll quit my job, right, and then have my savings and use my savings and use whatever I had to start Now, quick calculation. How much you think it costs to start a place like this? Like something like this? Just do your... Like this kind of place. How much you think it will cost? Okay, let's say rental is about maybe 2,000. So I think it's about 5,000. Okay, so this will be about 5,000. So the rental will be 5,000, right? So of course you don't straight away start with 5,000. They will ask for you 3 months. So that will be how much already? 15,000. That's just a rental. And then renovation. Probably the carpet like this. Okay, this whole room carpeted probably will cost another, I don't know, 1,000 plus. Okay, so 1,000 plus. Painting job, this whole place will probably another about 1,000 plus. Okay, these chairs over here, this will probably cost another about $600-800. The air condition, if they need to do up this roof, let's say come here, there's nothing, no ceiling, nothing. So we got to redo the top. So that will the renovation. So that will probably be another 10,000. So just to start before anything, how much? I'm just talking about this room. 30 grand, exactly. So 30,000 just to get started. Not yet the Singtel and all these things. So there's a lot of money, right, to get started in a business. Okay, thanks. Okay. So that's what I did. I invested in my training center that was somewhere around Kembangan area. I think Yama, you were there, right? Were you there? Yeah, you were there. So he was at my first training center at the time. So we met in those days. So I invested a lot, and then what happened was I did not have any business education at all, right? I thought my degree was good enough. School never taught me like that. School say if I have degree, score, number one means very good. But I didn't know that, that's actually not true. When you start a business, you don't really need the degree, but you will need some knowledge about how to start a business, right? So I didn't know that. So what I did was I started, and for 6 months, there was no revenue. No money coming in at all. Okay, nobody paid me any single cent. So what do you think happened? Every month I have to keep paying rent, right? So if you have to place a place like this, you have to keep paying like maybe $8,000 a month, and there's no money coming in. So where's the 8,000 going to come from? My deep pocket. You know, cannot. So that was what happened, right? I had to reach out to my pocket until all dry up. Then I have to reach out to the bank. And I didn't know about business, so what I did was very stupid. I actually go and use all my credit cards. You know, but I did something smart. I thought I did something smart. Before I left teaching, I applied for all the credit card and they accepted me. I thought I did something smart. So what happened was I had Citibank, HSBC, DBS, you name it. Right? Yes, I got it. And you know the checkbooks they give you, right? All the ready credits, all used. Use the ready credits, okay? The ready credit and the cards. Withdraw cash, you know. Whoa! You know how much interest you know when you withdraw cash? Yeah. Okay, so what happened was I had to take all this money just to sustain the business, but the business was not bringing in the money. So I had to make a decision to close the business down. So when I closed the business down, what happened was I ended up with a pile of debt to pay. So that was $80,000. Okay, take a deep breath. Last week I say what? Turn to your partner and say, thank God that's not me. Okay, so that was what happened to me. And there was a lot of stress, you know. One quick story I just want to share with you was the Hari Raya story. You know, when Hari Raya came, right? I was expecting Hari Raya calls in the morning, but the bank called me. the first person who called me in the morning was the bank. Not to say, hello ma'am, you know, Selamat Hari Raya, you give us a lot of money, your interest are accumulating very good. No. Called me to ask that when are you gonna pay? When are you gonna pay? Due. Wow, that was really devastating for me. Right, so I was at the bottom. And then, cut the story short, what happened was I knew I had to do something.